Peace, peace, good people, and welcome back to my channel. I am Nuku, the Horned Dakini, coming on to give you guys another reading. So this makes two in the same night, okay? Was guided to come on and give you guys another reading with another deck of cards, just to generate a whole different type of reading. My last reading wasn't going to be for everyone, and neither will this reading, but I don't know, I was just guided to come on and do another type of reading as well, okay? Variety. I think that's what I'm looking for, to give you guys variety. But do go back and check my last video prior to this one. It may resonate with you. I did pick up on some Sagittarius, some Libra, and some Gemini energy. Possibly did a little work, a little magic to get the man that you wanted. Okay, so just go check that reading out. It may or may not resonate with you. Okay, newbies, hey, if you are brand spanking new here, welcome. I hope that you do choose to subscribe and stay. OGs, returnees, I love you so much from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for coming back. Okay, thank you, sweet spirit, for giving me a message for the collective that will soon be here. Thank you for using me as a trusted and true vessel to bring about a message for the collective that will be here. Show me clearly who this message is for. Show me clearly. I hope Pisces season has been good to you guys. I am a Pisces lover. I'm not a Pisces. I don't even really have any Pisces in my chart, other than a few of my outer planets are in Pisces. But for some reason, I just love Pisces people, and they just love me back. Okay, so I have a special place in my heart for the Pisces people. I do enjoy March Pisces energy more than I do February Pisces. And I ain't talking about the people. I'm just talking about the season. The season of February, as far as Pisces is concerned, versus the March Pisces energy, just different. And maybe because it's getting a little closer and a little closer to number one, daylight saving, and number two, we're inching up on that spring equinox. So yeah, March 19th is always a good day for me. I do a lot with the spring equinox. I do a lot of different, I used to do like little guided things online, but now I just do my own thing. You know, I feel like people need to be adopting their own, you know, little things that they do. It's time out for following in behind other people. You really do need to create your own regiments, right? So I know one year I did because I'm big on the eggs, I understand the symbology of the Easter egg, okay? But I incorporated it into the spring equinox. So I used to do a thing where we would boil an egg, and you write your intentions on the egg. Some people even colored theirs. And then you eat your egg, okay? Whatever you're trying to bring into fruition through this new energy, through the blossoming and the blooming of a new season, right? Because we know the spring equinox is the actual new year. So there's a lot of festive, whimsical, fruitful energy. It's a harvest. It's a time for you to begin to enjoy some of the fruits that you're going to see from things that you put in place with the fall equinox and the winter solstice. Okay, so anyway, big energy. But and on top of 420 being the day right after the spring equinox, so a lot of good vibes come in March. So that's why I am a lover of March Pisces versus February Pisces. But anyway, let's go ahead and get some cards down. Thank you. The Ace of Pentacles. I'll show you to that. So, needless to say, we're in the tax season. So I believe many of you have taken your taxes and may have invested it in things where you're going to see a return profit. I think a lot of people have taken like financial literacy classes, whether you're doing it online or you might be on university TikTok, university YouTube. But I believe that I'm talking to some people that may have tapped into some money, whether it's tax money, inheritance, life insurance, savings, whatever. I think you're taking your money and you're putting it toward opening something, starting something, launching something, okay? And it's going to be blessed. It's going to be fruitful, okay? Because the Ace of Pentacles is the giving of material force, universally and from your own hard work, okay? The Empress, absolutely. Okay, because everything she touches turns to gold. The Empress is the embodiment of all four of the queens in the tarot, which means you've mastered your mental, you've mastered your physical, you've mastered your emotion, and you've mastered your creativity. So you know exactly what to do and how to do it. You know how to call in money, you know how to call in opportunities, you know how to call in ideas, you know how to call in what you need when you need it. And as soon as you get what you need, things begin to unfold for you almost immediately, okay? Now, I could be speaking to someone who is preggo, okay? Because we do know that the Empress card speaks on pregnancy, but you could also be pregnant with a idea, very similar to what I just mentioned as far as what I do for the spring equinox, okay? You may want to adopt that, okay? Boil some eggs. However many eggs you want. I like eggs, so I can eat boiled eggs all day, every day. I love eggs. But just for symbology purposes, you know, boil you 2 or 3 and write on the shell, okay? Write on the shell. And if you don't want to write on the shell, then at least dye the egg the color of whatever you are trying to call in, okay? You looking for love? And you want it passionate and spicy, dye the egg red. And you want self-love, you want to be a little softer in your approach, dye the egg pink. You want to be more vibrant in how you speak up about yourself, okay? And be gentle with how you speak to yourself and about yourself, and how you allow other people to speak to you and about you. Dye that egg blue. Are you trying to grow something? Dye it green. You want to tap a little deeper into your dark goddess self? Dye it black. I mean, it's so many ways that you can incorporate colors when it comes to your eggs if you don't want to write on them. But the easiest way is just going to be to, you know, to write on them. Okay, yes, you can take a Sharpie, you can take a magic marker, you can take a nice pen and write on the shell. You're not eating the shell. You're just infusing the intention onto the shell, okay? And then of course there's things that you need to do to really activate the egg. It's chants that I would do over mine. I'm a big element person, so I would always make sure that I run my egg through the element of water, fire, incense, and earth, okay? So make it your own. Never do what somebody else does. You can be inspired without copying, okay? So with that being said, the Empress is a beautiful, divine, inspirational energy. If you're here, let that be the inspiration. Let her energy coming into this reading inspire you to do the most creative, the most opulent, the most beautiful, because she does the most. She's representation of Lakshmi. She's representation of Hathor. She's representation of Oshun. She's representation of Freya. She's representation of Aphrodite, okay? So she's a beautiful glamour queen. She's a prosperity princess. She's an opulent goddess. So you have to be moving in that energy to receive those type of attributes too. You cannot be a low confidence, low self-esteem, hating ass, big Barbara the Builder, pick Misha. You can't be none of that. You can't be none of that. You have to be so centered in who you are and what you are, very eccentric, very individual, very authentic, to embody and body the Empress, okay? Not to mention that she is representation of Libra. She's a representation of Taurus. She's Venus in all her glory, okay? So if you don't normally move in a Venusian energy, that's okay. Everybody has Taurus and Libra somewhere in their charts. Get your birth chart done. Find where your Taurus energy is. Find where your Libra energy is, which house it's in. Find where you have Venus. There's so many ways to tap the Empress energy, okay? But with just these 2 cards out all by themselves is letting me know that I'm talking to somebody who I think that you've been gradually reinventing yourself, tapping into a more enchanting version of yourself. I'm talking to somebody who's coming away from that hard knock life type of mindset. You gotta do the most. You gotta work real hard. You gotta grind to the bone. I'm talking to somebody who's coming away from that. You are seeking to live softer, wiser, healthier, mind, body, and spirit. You want flow. You don't want to have to race and chase and compete. So I think I'm talking to somebody too who might be changing jobs. You may have been in a job where you had to do a lot of, maybe you were in sales, and maybe now you're going to be in a position where you either you're going to be your boss, so you yourself are the marketing, or whatever you're doing, you do it naturally. So you're not, for one, you're not doing it for someone else, or if you are doing it for someone else, it's something that you're just doing naturally. Okay. Justice, Ashe. So I did say Libra. Libra energy has shown up by way of its card, because this is Libra's card. But I believe that you have made a promise to yourself. I feel like I'm talking to somebody whose new year, new me, New Year's resolution was to stay loyal to you. I'm picking up on the fact that I'm talking to somebody who you came through something where it made you put you last. You had to put you last. You could never, you really couldn't be your true you. You couldn't be your full you. And you couldn't even put you first. So I don't know if this is about a relationship. I don't know if it's about a job. I don't know if you were battling something within the legal system that just had you all out of sync, but everything is about to work out. It either already is working out in your favor or it's about to. These three cards all alone, even if I don't pull any more, represent blessings on blessings on blessings. You being fulfilled and satisfied with who you are. The woman that, or the man, because you could be a male watching, but whatever, you came a mighty long way. So you have went from this to this. You have become something. Your becoming is fruitful. Whatever you have became, or for some of you, you might still be in the process of whatever you are becoming, is very fruitful. And it's been a long time coming. I just heard the saying, slow and steady wins the race. It's been a slow, long process, but justice is being served. Rightfully so. You deserve whatever this freedom, whatever this sovereignty is. Some of y'all are getting divorced. You got your autonomy back. You got your last name back. Okay? Some of y'all are getting divorced. This is what you wanted. So this is not a sad occasion, right? This is what you wanted. And it's finally free. You finally free from it, right? For those of you who may be pregnant, something that you've gotten rid of, you've let something go. I think you may have been holding on to maybe some trauma. Women, we hold all our trauma, we hold it in our reproductive area, but something has been released. You've let something go. I don't know what you do. Something has been made. Something has been justified. Justice has been brought to something in your life that you were holding on to in your reproductive area, and now you can get pregnant. This could be a physical birthing of a baby, getting pregnant with an actual human being, or this could be the birthing of a new idea, a new opportunity, a business, a book, going back to school, something. You were not able to get pregnant with this idea. Now you're pregnant with the idea, or you are in a position to get pregnant with the idea, and you're going to birth it 2026. Okay? Shame. Show me more and show me clearly. If you resonated with the message so far, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll appreciate it. The Hermit, absolutely. So I know that I'm talking to a collective of people that went in and did some work. Okay? And when I say work, in this instance, I'm speaking of introspective work, inner work, shadow work, reflection. And it was very spiritual. It was very because I'm hearing the word awakening. But it was like a self-proposed awakening. You wasn't throttled in it by something. You said, I want to change. I'm ready to elevate. I'm ready to evolve. I'm ready to ascend. You made this change. You said, I'm coming off of the internet. I'm taking FMLA and telling them I'm not feeling well, but really I'm just taking time out to do me from my job. You just took some time off purposely, intentionally, deliberately. You said, I need to get away from everything. Some of y'all took a sabbatical. You put yourself in solitude to bring about solace. And when you brought about that solace, you got some clarity on what you were going to do when you came out of your hermit mode, okay? Virgo entered the chat. So I could be speaking to Virgo people, okay? But it don't have to be talking to Virgo. I could be talking to anybody, whether you are a Virgo or not. I know I'm talking to somebody that did a very Virgo type thing, which is you went into solitude and you upgraded yourself. You told yourself, this is what I'm going to do, and you got very serious about it. I'm also getting a transmission that many of you either have or are transitioning your body. You're going through some type of transition with your body. So maybe you've just lost weight. Maybe you just lost weight. Maybe you got your body done. Maybe you're in the process of doing one of those things. Maybe you just dedicated yourself to a workout regimen, and you're on the second week of it, which means it's kicked in. It is a regiment now, right? You don't have to force yourself to do it. You just naturally get up and do said thing now. Okay, so place the energy where it belongs. Two cards came out. The first one, I like that. The Sun. You feel back confident. You feel back where it was gone, or it had been dimmed, or it had been smothered. It's back popping now. You back lit. And it's coming from a soulful place, not ego. You feel good in yourself now. Some of y'all did a cleansing. I got one more card. But before I talk about this, many of y'all did a cleansing. Some of y'all did like parasite cleansing. Some of y'all have did what you call them detoxes. You see, that goes back to something I said earlier. I said some of y'all did something, you let something go. So some of y'all did physical detoxes, and that's how you released something that you had been holding on to. You thought you were doing something physical with detoxing or fasting, but you were really doing something very spiritual too. But many of y'all did some type of fasting, some type of detox, some type of parasite cleanse. You did something like that, and you feel very light, very centered, and it's coming from a soulful point. Like I said, this is not ego. This is not ego at all. 8 of Cups. This is you walked away from something that was no longer satisfying, and not from a flesh standpoint. This wasn't about your flesh. It was a soul call. You walked away from something that it may have actually, from a flesh standpoint, felt really good. But it wasn't meaningful. It wasn't purposeful. And I think you had to make a you had to make a decision, and you had to stand on that. And it wasn't easy, but you did do it, and you stood on it and followed through with it. See, the 8 of Cups is not like the 6 of Swords, where you're leaving and you're sad that you gotta leave. 8 of Cups is, I've done all I could do here. the season of this person, place, thing in my life is over. I've experienced everything I'm supposed to experience here. I cannot get any more satisfaction out of this. And sometimes when that happens, that don't even mean that you don't, if it's a relationship, that don't mean that you don't even love the person. That don't mean that you don't like where you're at. It just means that you are honoring that it is no longer fulfilling for you. You've been, see, when you went in hermit mode, you came back out very honest. See, when you went in hermit mode, you didn't go there to figure out what everybody else was doing, who good, who bad, who. You went in hermit mode and held self accountable. How long have I stayed in places that I am no longer fulfilled? Or how long have I stayed in places when I knew it was time to go? How long have I stayed with people when I know that our time with one another is over? How long have I made excuses to stay in people or with people, in places and at things that don't even match who I am anymore because I know that I've elevated? So, see, these are the type of things that you said to you that helped you make that move. And because you made that move, I believe that that is what has incited all of this newness, this pentacle, these new opportunities, these new ideas. And trust, because see, the Ace of Pentacles is a activation of a reactivation of trust as well. Trust in thyself, trust in your own values and your value systems. So you're not staying in places anymore for ego purposes and falsities. You just want to be true to you now. It's not about what other people think. It's not about what other people see. It's not about what other people say. It's not even about who other people think you are, good or bad. Not only are you leaving because time is up with that person or time is up at that place, there is a cleansing. See, that's that detox. Y'all left because you knew you needed to cleanse. There was a purification process that you went through, whether it was done via detox, via solitude, via prayer, via meditation, via sabbatical, via whatever. You knew that the only way that you could tap into the new opportunities, the new idea, the new money, the new job, the new love, the new self, the new self. I just leave it at that. I was gonna say the new self, the inventing of thyself or whatever. That's still called the new self, right? You knew in order to really, really activate that, you needed to go through a purification process, and you had to leave everything behind that you had already been doing. No different than when people say you can't take that old stuff into your new life. I believe that I'm talking to somebody that understood that you had to start all the way over. And maybe you did it in increments for some of you, and then some of y'all cold turkey left everything and started completely over. Okay, you left everything because some of the things that you were still holding on to connected you vibrationally and from a frequency standpoint to the old things that you knew no longer served you, right? So I think you left everything. That's what those 8 cups are in representation of. You left everything behind. And it was still things in them cups. Some of y'all just up and left your relationships and you told your partner, look, keep everything. I don't want nothing. I just want my freedom. I just want my autonomy. I just want to be free and I want to do me. I don't want to be under the thumb of anyone. I don't want anybody needing me outside of what I am willing to give. Some of y'all made them kind of decisions and you left everything. Some of y'all had really good jobs, but you understood it needed too much out of you. It drained you. You left that good job. Left that good job in the city. Working for the man every night and day. Listen. But you didn't get not 1 minute of sleep. No peace. Right? Always bending over backwards for that job. Okay? So, whatever. Place this energy where it belongs. Whatever you left, you juiced it for all you could get out of it. And it was time. And you were obedient to your inner God. Okay, so kudos to you for being obedient. See, obedience brings about its own rewards all by itself. A lot of people miss the mark though, because when you lack clarity, you can't move. You're confused. You don't know, is that my voice? Am I crazy? Am I bipolar? Is that God? And is that just what I should do? Do I want to do it? What if I'm supposed to? You're dizzy. I'm talking to somebody who, you had much clarity. You were centered in clarity. So you knew exactly what to do and how to do it. And you did it, okay? Show me more. Show me clear. They're going to pull just a few more. Just a few more. Yeah, you definitely feel back in alignment with your Six of Cups. I'll show you Six of Cups. We'll talk about that in just a second. You feel back in alignment with yourself. You feel beautiful. You feel handsome. You feel back in alignment with, I'm feeling like there was something that you were, or that you called yourself, or that you did back when you were younger. I shade to the Six of Cups that you're connecting back to. Many of you are connecting back to things that you did when you were youthful, before the world started to tell you that you had to do this. See, but you done left that. Whatever those responsibilities were, you done left that. You did that. You fulfilled the contract with that. Now you can go and do things that are more, as I keep saying, soulful. Okay? Many of you are going back, not to an immature version of yourself, but when I say going back to something, there were things that you did in your younger years, in your yesteryears, that you stopped doing to fulfill this, right? Some of y'all became mothers, fathers, caretakers, leadership on jobs. You became big things, so you couldn't be youthful, creative you anymore, but now you can. You've arrived at a point in your life where you can do the very thing that you had to put down before you had to be grown. Dancing. Some of you are hell of a dancers. You did it for joy. You did it for exercise, but you had to stop. You couldn't do it. You couldn't go to your classes no more, right? Many of you paint, did pottery, took cooking classes, taught these things, but you had to stop because welcomed responsibilities came into your life. Oh, excuse me. But you served the contract. You did those things. You laid things down that you really enjoyed doing. Some of y'all just kind of lost the mojo to even do them anyway, because being an adulting sucks, right? You can't be the child no more when you have children, right? So this is what's happening. Many of you are getting ready to get the opportunity, and it's going to come by way of a new opportunity, okay, to do something that you enjoyed doing in your youth. Now you're going to be able to do it for a job, for a career, for fun, okay, as your own boss, an entrepreneur. You're getting ready to tap back into things that make you happy, because now you're light, and you're centered in clarity, and you're purified. And more than anything, you're honoring you, okay? And that's what we're here to do. Thank you for being here. If you resonated with the message, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Share this video if you know that this is speaking to someone that matches this, okay, matches this storyline. I do appreciate each and every last one of you being here. Take care.